Journaling. We've all heard about the benefits of keeping a journal, that it can make us more resilient, calmer, and help us during tough times. So you decide that you want to keep a journal. You make the first step. You buy a notebook, you take a pen, you sit down, and the blank page stares back at you. And this is a problem many of us face. We know that there is an untold story inside our hearts that wants to get out and wants to be written. But the question is how? Where to start? The English poet William Wordsworth once said, "Fill your paper with the breathings of your heart," while Anais Nin wrote, "If you do not breathe through writing, if you do not cry out in writing or sing in writing, then don't write." It is all very inspiring, but then you tell yourself, this is great advice, but what should I write? How should I keep a journal? What I've got to say? I faced this problem 13 years ago, when I myself started keeping a journal. Blank page used to scare me as well, so in this video I wanted to share with you 3 ways you can start keeping a journal. I borrowed those techniques from geniuses who used to keep journals their entire lives. These techniques helped me to overcome my fear of the blank page and to journal continuously and consistently for over a decade now. Hello friends, I would like to begin this video by telling you what it means to keep a journal, because I noticed that many people think that journaling is all about keeping a record of random events that happen during their days. But personally to me, journaling goes much deeper than that. Personally to me, journaling is all about understanding who we really are. It's about establishing a very close friendship with your own self, with your own character. It's about developing your individuality and your uniqueness. And I think this is the reason why all the geniuses that we are going to explore in this video had a very unique styles of journaling, because the way Marcus Aurelius kept his journals is very different from the way Leonardo da Vinci kept his notebooks. And the way Leonardo da Vinci kept his notebooks is very different from the way Joan Didion used to keep her journals. So all those geniuses that we are going to explore today are going to help you to develop your own style of journaling by borrowing a little bit from Marcus Aurelius, and then a little bit from Leonardo da Vinci, and then a little bit from Joan Didion. You'll be able to make an amalgam, a combination of your own unique style of journaling. I hope this video will be helpful and useful to you. For it is in your power to retire into yourself whenever you choose. Marcus Aurelius. Nobody knew better about the power of journaling more than the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He is often referred to as a philosopher king for his wisdom. We know that Marcus Aurelius journaled every day, in the morning and in the evening. He journaled to deal with his emotions, with his thoughts and fears. If you want genuinely to become better, don't tell anyone that you keep a journal. Keep it a secret. Don't tell your partner, not to your parents, nor to your friends. Nobody needs to know that you are having a private conversation with yourself. I have to be honest with you, I've never been a Roman emperor, but from what I've heard, it is not the easiest job that you can do, because essentially everyone around you could be a potential enemy. Everyone could potentially want to kill you, poison you in order to get into the position of power that you are right now in. I think this is the key reason why Marcus Aurelius decided to keep a private journal. It was because only there he could be his genuine self. I think we should treat journaling and our private journals as a secret room that we have in our house. Imagine having that secret room where you can enter whenever you want, where you can be yourself, where you can shelter yourself from the world, from your problems and anxieties, and just have a conversation with yourself, just have a private moment. Of course, the moment that people find out that you have a secret room, the room stops being secret, stops being private, stops being genuine. So for this reason, I would like to tell you that don't tell anyone that you keep a journal.
Marcus Aurelius imagined our souls to be like fortresses, castles that we keep inside our hearts. You make your inner fortress strong by journaling, by constantly questioning what are your weaknesses and where you can improve. Perfect tranquility within consists in the good ordering of the mind, the realm of your own.
If you would like to keep a journal like a Stoic, there are two key ways that you can do it. You can do it in the mornings, and you can do it, of course, in the evenings. And those two things are very different from each other, because when you journal in the morning, you kind of ask yourself, what would you like to do today? You are looking into the future, while in the evening you more look at your past, you more analyze what you have done. Morning journaling is perfect for those who just started keeping a journal, who have nothing to write, who don't know what to write. So I would really recommend you to start with morning journaling, and you can start with asking yourself one simple question almost every day, and trust me, it will change your life. Ask yourself, how can you be better today than you were yesterday? What can you improve in your life that you know that you have done yesterday that could have been done better?
Maybe you want to read more books. If you have read 10 pages, would that be a good day? It is definitely better than not reading and learning at all, right? Write this down. Choose a book that you want to focus on and tell yourself why you would like to read that book.
Practice this each day for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, and you will see that your life is changing completely, that you started looking at life through a completely different lens. You will realize that before you were like a ship without sails, that you were headed towards a destination that didn't exist, that you right now can choose your own destinations, that you have a direction that you have chosen, not that the life has chosen for you.
This is when we come to evening journaling. After a week of practicing morning journaling, you will feel that you need to review where you are headed to. You will ask yourself, okay, I'm choosing which direction to go, but am I sure that I'm sailing towards the right direction? In the evenings, you can write down a kind of a review of your day. What have you learned from what you've read? Is it useful? Can you apply it in real life? Have a conversation with yourself. This was actually practiced more by another Stoic philosopher, Seneca, who preferred to review his day in the evenings when everyone went to bed. The best way you can start with the evening journaling is by writing daily highlights. What was your highlight of the day? Why? If you lived your entire life the way you did today, would you be satisfied when the time comes for you to go? If yes, then great. If no, then what can you change that is in your control? Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci has left us 7,000 pages of his notebooks. It is phenomenal how prolific he was in his curiosity. In 2019, there was an exhibition at Buckingham Palace dedicated to Leonardo and his notebooks. I attended that exhibition, and I can say that one just needs to see those pages with their own eyes to appreciate beauty of his curiosity. I'm so jealous of Bill Gates, who owns some of Leonardo's notebooks. He bought it for millions of dollars on an auction several years ago.
But unfortunately, I don't own any original pages of Leonardo's notebooks. What I do own is the catalog from that exhibition that I attended in 2019, which contains the photographs of Leonardo's notebooks. And I really wanted to share some of those photographs because they can display you how you can keep your journal, and they are absolutely beautiful images as well.
Leonardo started keeping notebooks when he was just a kid. He used to steal sheets of paper from his father's room. Paper was expensive at the time. He sketched wings of birds and shapes of rocks which he observed in nature. This habit stayed with him till the end of his life. Leonardo's biographer Walter Isaacson tells us that he used to carry a small pocket-sized notebook wherever he went. He made notes in it which came to his mind wherever he was. But what makes his notebooks so unique is the combination of drawings, sketches, notes, anatomical studies. When we think of journaling, what often comes to mind is just a written text. But journaling is more than that. It can contain your sketches or drawings. It doesn't necessarily mean just text. If Marcus Aurelius's journal was a collection of philosophical meditations, Leonardo's was a collection of scientific observations. In contrast to Marcus Aurelius, Leonardo journaled on the go. He did not have a fixed time of the day or a fixed place at home to journal.
If you would like to keep a journal like Leonardo da Vinci, there are two key things that you have to follow. The first thing is to carry your notebook wherever you go. You never know when the inspiration will strike you. Once the inspiration is gone, it's gone. You will lose that muse that came to you. So it's really important to carry your notebook wherever you go. If it is necessary, buy a pocket-sized notebook so you can carry it wherever you want to, and you can write wherever you are. And the second thing, what is important, is to choose what you are interested in. Choose some broad topics that you are genuinely curious about, and try to collect your musings about it. Write down what you learn, what you think, and those topics will change over time. Even Leonardo da Vinci wasn't interested constantly in anatomy. He was interested in engineering, in painting, in botany, in cartography, in so many topics. But topics will change. What is important is to keep and maintain your focus and attention. And it is so important in our age. Journaling is one of the key things that can teach you to pay attention to things, to not to lose focus. So two things: carry your notebook wherever you go, and the second, choose your topics that you are curious about and investigate them.
I personally copy my favorite ideas or quotes from the books I read. My journals are full of my favorite quotes. Each time I write something down, I also write why I liked that quote. What did it teach me? When you journal like this, it is as if you are having a conversation with your favorite author.
Joan Didion is one of America's finest writers. She had been reporting from the front lines of America's social and cultural revolution for more than 3 decades. She is equally gifted as a novelist, an essayist, a screenwriter, and a journalist. It has been...
My first notebook was a Big 5 tablet given to me by my mother, with the sensible suggestion that I stop whining and learn to amuse myself by writing down my thoughts. The first entry is an account of a woman who believes herself to be freezing to death in the Arctic night, only to find when day breaks that she has stumbled onto the Sahara Desert, where she will die of the heat before lunch.
I write entirely to find out what I'm thinking, what I'm looking at, what I see and what it means, what I want and what I fear.
I have to be honest with you, journaling like Joan Didion is not for everyone, because you have to have a certain type of mindset to keep a journal like Joan Didion.
In her essay on keeping a notebook, Didion says, Although I felt compelled to write things down since I was 5 years old, I doubt that my daughter ever will, for she is singularly blessed and accepting child, delighted with life exactly as life presents itself to her, unafraid to go to sleep and unafraid to wake up. Keepers of private notebooks are a different breed altogether. Lonely and resistant rearrangers of things, anxious malcontents, children afflicted at birth with some presentiment of loss.
In the moleskin notebooks, you get those pockets behind on the last page. This is my notebook from 2018, and look at this cover. It has Batman on it, and I called it Nietzsche, which is quite a contrast. On the back of these notebooks, you have kind of a pocket where you can keep different pieces of paper or anything. I don't actually know what I'm gonna find here, but I wanted to show you that notebook can be something bigger than just writings of what happened during your days. For example, I think this is exhibition that I attended at Royal Academy of Arts, and I didn't have any paper to write the paintings down, the paintings that were at the exhibition. So I found this leaflet. I kind of wrote down the titles of the paintings that I enjoyed at that exhibition, not to forget them. But these are kind of small treasures that you find. This is what I mean, like it's been, 4 years now? This notebook is from 2018, but I find all those kind of tiny notes, pieces of memory that I collected, and I think these are important.
Journaling is not a factual record of what happened to you. In fact, time, reality, what actually happened doesn't matter. People quit journaling because they sit down and write what they have done each day, as if they are writing a report to the government. Don't write what happened in your life. Write how you feel about what happened. Write to learn what you really think about things. Keep small things in your notebook, like notes that you've made in a restaurant on a tissue, or a letter you received from parents or friends. Your journal is a collection of ideas, sketches, feelings that give meaning to your life.
I really hope that this video was helpful to you, and one thing that I realized after launching a YouTube channel and recording videos is that it is impossible to cover everything in a 10 or 15 minute video, and I have often to focus on small kind of bits, and I know that I could have explored deeper, but it is very difficult to do it in a video format. So if you would like separate videos on kind of particular parts of keeping a journal, like you can write down what you're struggling with, and I'll happily do a video where I'll explore that as well. Once again, thank you for watching. There is a playlist, I think, on journaling right here, or maybe right here. I'm not entirely sure, but you'll find it in the description below. I'll see you in the next one. Keep journaling.